Welcome to the Left of Str8 Show, where we talk entertainment, music, books, foodies, and more each week with special guest interviews of interest to the LGBTQ community and our straight allies. Direct from the entertainment capital of Northeast Ohio. Your host, Scott Fullerton, chats with some of your favorite entertainers, celebrities, newsmakers, and behind-the-scenes people across the country and around the world who make it all happen. So sit back, grab your favorite beverage, and let's start talking.
Guys, hello and welcome back to the Left of Str8 Show, your go-to podcast for the LGBT community and our straight allies when it comes to everything entertainment, foodies, books, music, and more. I'm your host, as always, Scott Fullerton, and today I have the pleasure of introducing you to a very talented and promising young actor. He's making waves in the entertainment industry, Mr. Janak Nirmal, who was recently brought to my attention with his remarkable talent and dedication to his craft. He has a background in acting and modeling. Janak has been steadily paving his way to success, and you may recognize him from his modeling career. But now he's ready to captivate audiences with his newfound upcoming web series, Peckham Mix, set to premiere on the Dekkoo Streaming platform this June 15th. Today we'll talk about his journey into acting, his experience in the industry, and his perspective as a member of our LGBTQ community. I'm so excited to talk to him, so please welcome to Left of Str8 Show for the very first time, Mr. Janak Nirmal. Janak, how you doing, man?
Hi, I'm great, thank you. I'm great, more than great.
Thank you for taking the time to call in. You are in the time zone quite a few ahead of me, so it's
I'm
late
indeed.
night for you.
Yeah,
You're had a
that's
day
right.
already, right?
Yeah, it's been an absolutely amazing day today. So, I was just saying earlier that I've just come from a Beyonce concert. So yeah, as you can imagine, it finishes quite late, and I've come straight onto here. So yeah, it's quite late here in the UK at the moment. But yeah, it's just been an amazing day. So if any of you listeners, if you've not bought tickets for Beyonce yet and she's coming to you, you have to go. You absolutely have to go.
That is so amazing. I am a little scared to have Beyonce as my opening act. I'm just not going to be able to live up to it.
There's a lot to compete with, isn't it?
Well, I'm excited to talk to you. I told you off air I was able to get a couple of sneak episodes of your new series. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But since it's your first time, let's start with a little background. Let my listeners know a little bit about you. Where did you grow up? What kind of a kid were you? And what kind of drew you to the entertainment and modeling industry?
Yeah, sounds good. So I grew up in a very quaint town in Northamptonshire, which is close to Birmingham, kind of like in the Midlands of the UK. Yeah, so it was. I'd say I had like a pretty nice childhood. So yeah, we come from a very modest, working class family. But yeah, we always got what we wanted. It was really nice. Obviously, I was very closeted when I was growing up, and it wasn't until I was 18 that I came out, which I'd probably say is quite young, in some terms. It wasn't the greatest coming out either. So as you can imagine, I was raised as a Hindu, and that posed a lot of problems as well because I wouldn't say that our religion does that being gay is against the religion. I would say it's more the culture more than anything. So that was incredibly difficult. So I went through periods with my family of not being accepted, but fast forward to now, and it's just amazing. Like, I have like the most supportive family ever in the entire world. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah. So the one thing for me that I realized more than anything, and especially one thing that I unpacked in therapy actually, is that just because you come to terms with being gay, or whatever you identify with, it doesn't mean that your parents have. It doesn't mean that your family have. So you can't expect them to come to terms with it as quickly as you tell them. They need to unpack it themselves. So, and
No, very true.
when I was younger, I was very hurt that my parents didn't come to terms with it straight away. And then it wasn't until I was older that I realized, I was like, wow, okay, that's a little bit unreasonable now that I think back on it, because they need time, and that's all they needed, because we're in a great place now.
That's fantastic. Well, parents have preconceived notions where they hope your life goes, right? So
Yeah,
they kind of have to rearrange what their thoughts and dreams for you at first, but they do hopefully eventually come around.
exactly.
Where do you think you first kind of found your own LGBTQ tribe? Was it in the entertainment business or around your neighborhood, or where did you first find your tribe?
It was when first moving to London, I'd say. Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, I think I think when you have that kind of trauma, you carry it with you for the rest of your life, until you really start to kind of like learn to deal with these issues, and when you really start to get them head on. And it wasn't until, I would say, yeah, that I found like a really, really good LGBT tribe here, that you learn about everyone else's experiences and what everyone else has gone through, and it makes you feel less alone in the world. So
It's
yeah, yeah, especially like when living in Northamptonshire as well. There's not a huge LGBT, safe space really for people to go to. It's still the countryside, and it's really unfortunate. Um,
right.
I think
Yeah, I'm
that's
from LA area, but I'm now living. I used to kid and say I'm banished to Northeast Ohio, so it's very much
yeah,
Midwest values, Midwest country. So
yeah,
kind of same thing. You find your pockets and everything, but it's not a universal acceptance. So it's kind of you do have to go out and kind of search for that tribe. But I'm sure, like I said, in the bigger city you found it. Maybe in the modeling community, maybe in the entertainment communities, kind of got some acceptance with that. Have
yeah.
you kind of found it in those industries?
So, so I'm still quite new to the acting industry. So I only joined about a year and a half ago. But I'd say the friends. It's really funny actually. I've actually made some great friends off Grinder. So, and they've become amazing friends they've become like incredible friends actually. So I've got a really, really beautiful group of friends through a friend off Grinder actually. So, which is actually really funny when you think about it, what the app is really used for. So, um,
Exactly.
so yeah, and what's even more, I think, special for me is that these group of friends are all black and brown people, and that really helped me as well, because I grew up in a predominantly very white town. So
Okay.
growing up in a very, very white town, for me, it really shapes who you are as a person.
Okay.
'Cause you do experience racism, you experience people saying things to you, people calling you names, um, and in some ways it makes you tougher, but in some ways as well, um, when you move away from that, you I don't know, it causes all sorts of issues in your life as well. So, you know, yeah, yeah. So
Well, and like you said, it takes a while to find it, but that's awesome that you're able to kind of start surrounding yourself with that. And who would have thought Grinder? But I mean, it's
yeah,
you can find some like-minded people on there. It just
yeah.
once you get past the superficiality of it, I mean, you got these movie star good looks and everything, so
Thank
that had
you.
to be an extra layer for you to kind of have to go through and find someone real. But that's very cool that you can find that. That's just
Yeah,
kind of exciting.
thank you.
And you've really taken that, like you said, you're new to the acting, but you've taken
That's
it
it.
seriously. You're studying for it. You've gone to a lot of classes and everything. How do you kind of find that world? As you find it accepting of you as you learn, or is it a lot harder to navigate from the modeling, or what do you find the big differences to be?
Um, I think with the no, I think with the acting world, especially in London, I have purposefully gone for classes that are very inclusive. and it's in, and the great thing about London is that London is an amazing city for inclusivity. It is like a melting pot of all these different cultures, and it's just really nice to see that even in the acting world that is still integrated really well as well. So there's yeah, specific classes that are out there that specify that these are um integrated classes, and they want to push the diversity aspect of it because they want to encourage people of color to come into acting. And I think it's really important as well,
Sure.
just because I think a lot of brown and black people, they don't have the opportunity that maybe white peers have as well. They don't have the funding, they don't have everything like this to try and pursue their dreams. So,
Right.
and these classes, they try and make them as affordable as possible, which is really nice. So, and I think it would just be more nice to see more people with my skin color on TV, and that's what I'm trying to do.
We need more of that. I mean, diversity is so important. We're having Noah's Ark is a great series of color that was on here in the States, and it's coming back. We don't really have that many great series of color anymore,
Yeah,
and it's great to get that representation. And you're part of a trio in this new series. It's called Peckham Mix.
yeah,
That's a great first start. I mean, web series is a great way to kind of cut your teeth in acting. Talk about your character, Connor. Talk about the series and how you found it to shoot something like that right out the gate here.
yeah. It was amazing. It was, yeah, truly just such an amazing, wonderful experience. Um, yeah, Marco has done such an amazing job with this. So, both Marco and Cedric both have, and it was just one of the most like life affirming experiences that I have ever experienced. So it was an amazing team. Like I can't say that there was one person on the team who wasn't that I wasn't able to get on with. So it was just so much fun as well. It didn't feel like work while I was there. So, and yeah, so even Connor's character as well. Like Connor, I just love playing him. Um, I love playing them, I should say. Sorry. So, yeah. So there was so many aspects of Connor that me and them share. But at the same time, Connor was my alter ego. So Connor was this larger than life, amazing, funny, kind of a bit brash character, which I feel like I would love to be more of at times. And
You
he was,
It was amazing. I love the way you portrayed it and just the family you guys created with the other actors. I mean, such a diverse group and diverse personalities,
yeah,
but it really did really kind of come together as a family, didn't it?
definitely. So our characters were so polarizing. So you've got Josh, who's I would say he's like a typical British kind of like nervous character. And then you've got Rex, who is this very solemn person. He's not afraid to say how it is. And then you've got Connor on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, who's this flamboyant mixture, who's you know larger than life. It was just amazing. And then for some odd reason, like all three of their characters worked so well together as a team.
It was really great, and it's kind of brought along nice and slowly as the characters progress, and you really don't know what's happening the first couple episodes until it starts to gel together. And I thought it was some really great storytelling as well.
Yeah,
It was just a lot of fun to watch.
yeah, yeah. I'm really glad you think so. Like I really hope that that you can really see how much fun we had making the project, because it was just incredible.
And then I don't know how familiar you are with Dekkoo, but it's a great streaming platform for gay content, and that's kind of got to be nice to be featured on that as an openly gay actor. A lot of
Yeah,
people see different things in there, and they get to see what you can do and different sides of you. what's it like to kind of see one of your first works streaming to like every gay man in history that has a streaming service?
It's incredible. It's incredible. It's just affirming as well, and it's on a platform which is so shareable as well. So all my friends and family are going to be watching it. So it's the 15th of June for anyone listening. So it's just, yeah, I can't wait for it to be out, and it's even more so that it's on a queer platform as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, so directing people to that, they can watch other things that are on Dekkoo as well. So it's exciting.
I like that. And how does, I mean, you've been playing these out roles as an out gay actor. How does your experience kind of affect your acting? Is it just, does it make it more normalized and easy to slip into these characters? Do you still feel the need to kind of do backstories and stuff? How do you approach these LGBTQ characters as an LGBTQ part of the community?
So so for me, I have to analyze every character personally I before I really embody them. Um, so it's always writing like a bio or a background on them and a history, and really learning why they are and what has made them the person that they are in that scene, for example. um it's really helpful to me to kind of even write about, even make up stories about like their families. So even write stories, about how many, what pets they have, things like this, because then it really builds that character for me. um it Instead of, yeah, yeah.
That's very cool. I love that. How do you what have you found most challenging so far in the acting world? And what do you think is easier than you expected it to be?
um so this, I think, most challenging thing is probably letting go of your ego on stage or on screen. So because I think it holds you back. So I
Right.
think worrying what people think about you and worrying about what the end product is going to be like is so irrelevant, because I think once you let go of that, then you can be who you want to be, if that makes sense.
No, it
So
does. Very well said. And
yeah.
what do you think has been a little easier than you thought it would transitioning into this?
um I would say that, um yeah, I would probably say like taking on the role of Connor has actually been much easier than I thought it would be, because I always thought that Connor was so different to who I was, and somehow I slipped into him with the help of Marco, actually, when he in rehearsal. I just slipped into him because I think Connor is always someone who I aspire to be more than anything, being a queer person. So yeah,
I thought it was very interesting when I was doing research and kind of like I said, watching the show. I mean, like I said you're very handsome, you have this beautiful
thank you.
smile, but Connor is very much part of their personas, their clothing, and what they wear and how
Yeah,
they carry themselves. You are a huge fitness buff. I mean,
yeah.
you look at your Instagram; it's amazing. Was that did that kind of help you get into character, the clothing and everything?
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, yeah. As soon as I saw the costuming, I knew exactly who this character was. So yeah, yeah. I think doing a background check is one thing, but once you see the costuming, then you really understand who this character is. So we wear our personalities essentially. So and there is no denying that Connor's personality is loud. So just like his, just like their clothing. So
Right. I love that. And where do you kind of see yourself going? Do you like the England acting scene? Is it? I mean, it's you have just a couple of major companies there, but they do a lot of work. I mean, they
yeah,
put lots of hours of television and film on. Do you find yourself staying there? Do you find yourself being open to travel different places? I mean, LGBTQ is such a niche. Are you looking to expand out of that soon, or kind of what's your career goals for yourself? What do you have in your own bucket list, kind of?
so I think the short term goals for me at the moment are to continue with the craft. Um, I I don't want to get too cocky and ahead of myself, and you know, so for me, it's studying the craft. That's definitely the number one aim at the moment. Just to continue to, I don't know. I would love to be this force in the future. So it would be amazing to get a lot more gigs as well. Um, you know, maybe I don't know, Netflix or like, um, but there's so many actors who I look at and that I aspire to be like them. So
Right.
um, it's just been the most amazing journey that I've been on so far. So I had a conversation today actually with my barber out of all people, and he posed the same question to me. He was saying like, "What's your goal in life?" And I said to him that I want to be happy, and he said to me, "You shouldn't be chasing happiness. You should be going out there doing things that will make you hit goals instead of chasing happiness instead, because ultimately that is what makes you happy." So,
Yeah, I think you have to define that. It's got to be kind of defined what you're going, so you know what you want to do to some extent, though, right? You
of
kind of
course,
have to have some type of a goal in front of there. But I think he's right. I think you definitely need to keep pursuing stuff and not hope nope nothing falls in our laps anymore,
no,
especially in the acting business
no,
and things like that. You're hustling, right?
yeah,
Hustling your bunnies, your representatives. You're always and you're kind of always on too, right? Because you got to put your best foot forward and show different things. How do you relate with social media? I mean, you have your Instagram, I only saw for like the last year or so. Do you feel
yeah,
yourself having to push out the social media a little more? Because in the US, especially, it's like not what films you've been in, but how many followers do you have
yeah.
on social media? How are you finding your relationship to that right
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm definitely feeling it at the moment. Um,
now?
there's like a double-edged sword. I think social media is. I mean, it's great because it's amazing for promoting, yourself, your business, your work. But at the same time, there's so many problems that with, like mental health issues that come with it. Um, I'm trying not to get bogged down on the numbers on it, and all I'm trying to do, I'm really using social media to showcase modeling more than anything at the moment. Um, but it's a shame that like follower count and likes mean something. But unfortunately, I think that's just how it is.
Right. Do you see yourself being pulled in any other parts of the entertainment industry? Do you like to write? Have you ever been a writer before? And kind of, do you like to see? Do you have like these ideas of characters you want to create for yourself, or where do you see yourself in the industry? Do you can see this whole continuing learning as you're learning your craft of acting?
Yeah,
Is there anything else you want to try?
yeah, definitely. I definitely like to write as well. Yeah, yeah. There's a few ideas that I've got already. Of course, they're queer related, so they're queer stories.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think um, so many of us have had like some really 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 terrible dating experiences, and I think me especially, I've had my fair share of them, and yeah, I could literally write a memoir about them. So um, so yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you've had some experiences going through, so that would you got to start writing them down now so you
yeah,
don't forget them all.
exactly.
If you get to my age, forget 'em. You got to do it. Have you ever thought about coming over here to the States? Have you traveled to the States before? Is it a goal or something you'd like to do? Where would you want to see if you came here?
No, do you know the thought of trying to get work in the States really scares me. It's a bit overwhelming because it's so different to the UK. Um,
Right,
so I think for now I'd quite like to crack the UK market. Just continue working here. Eventually it'll be great to come to the US and try and do something
right.
there. Um, yeah, but for now I'm gonna stay on the shores here.
Fantastic. And where do the creators and where does the cast hope to go with the series? You're hoping for a season 2? Is it something? I mean, I only saw the first 4 episodes. I know there's a couple more, so I didn't see how the ending went.
Yeah,
Um, what's the goal for the web series?
it would be absolutely incredible if this could be made into something bigger and better. Well, not better, I say. Sorry, that's the wrong word to use. Just like bigger. Sorry, Marco.
Right.
I didn't mean that. It's amazing. It is absolutely incredible. So, like, more seasons. May I don't know, spin off, like something like that. I don't know. Like, I don't want it to end. So, because it was incredible.
It's a lot of fun. Now, for those of us in the States, does Peckham, does it have a significance besides just being the setting of the series? Talk about that city. Is it, it doesn't seem like it's too much of a character in the first 4 episodes I found as a city, but it just happens to be where these guys are all from, or how does that look into it?
So Peckham is an area in South London. It's historically it's always been kind of a rough area, but now it's become an incredibly gentrified area. It's a very desirable, very very desirable area to live. Incredibly expensive now, and again, it's like a melting pot of cultures there. It's very cool, very hipster. It's yeah. I think that's why it was chosen as a location, and especially Marco. He lives quite close to Peckham, so he knows it very well.
Right.
But I think if you do come to London, I think Peckham is a great place to visit, because there's
Nice.
so many great places to eat there, so many great places, so many great bars. Um, it's a lot of fun.
You will have to be my tour guide on my next visit to London,
Okay,
to the UK.
deal.
I love it. Fantastic. Yeah, we kind of make a joke of it here in the States that any place the gays move to turns into the big happening city a couple years down the line.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah,
so it's nice when you see those, when you see old neighborhoods, whether through LGBT or just people trying to lift their cities up,
yeah,
kind of turn them into these artistic communities or kind of trendy communities until they price out everybody and
yeah,
gentrify it too
yeah,
much. But
exactly. Yeah, yeah, it's true.
you have any other projects you can talk about right now that's on the burner, or is everything kind of just up in the air? I know you actors juggling so many things at once.
So yeah, I'm just grafting at the moment. Just a few modeling jobs more than acting jobs. Yeah, so
Okay.
just trying to audition and trying to make things work at the minute. So yeah, just hoping that something big comes along soon.
Well, I'm just excited that I get to talk to you, Janak, on your rise here because, like I said, you did such a great job in your character.
Thank you.
The series is good. I think you only have a place to go, and your acting is up.
Yeah,
So, thanks so very much for coming on the Left of Str8 Show,
thank
Paul. I
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let everyone know where they can find you on Instagram because, like I said, some impressive pics on
Sure.
there, my friend, from that modeling. Where can they find you?
So my Instagram handle is Love from Janak.
Very good. We'll put that up above here. And also, the series, like we said, premieres June 15th on Dekkoo. We're going to be airing this right before it comes on the air. So if you're not subscribed to Dekkoo now, do it. You can also pull it from Amazon Prime. I think
That's it.
you can subscribe that
Yeah.
way as well. So congratulations
Thank you.
on the series, Mike.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, well, guys, we're going to play 5 questions. Look for that next Tuesday. We're going to play that here with Janak as well. You've been listening to the Left of Str8 Show right here in the Left of Str8 Radio Network. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Janak.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to The Left of Str8 Show. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast distributor, and please give us a 5-star rating so more listeners can find us. You can follow us on social media, and be sure to check out our website, www.leftofstraightradio.com, for contests and other news and information. See you next week.